Hey, Nissan Neta here from The Good Life Redefined, and today we're going to talk about the things that gets me excited about being an adult. For me, the best thing about being an adult is that I have the choice. Okay, I have the choice when do I want to behave like a grown-up and mature person, and I can make a choice sometimes to behave childish and playful and curious and go all over the place. So I want to share with you 7 things that gets me really excited about being an adult. So the first thing that came to mind is that I can choose, or I get to choose, who am I hanging out with or who am I spending time with. And that's not so obvious. When you were a kid, there was kind of obvious. There were the kids in the school that you were maybe friends with, or maybe somebody in the neighborhood. Your parents might have taken you to a play date. It wasn't always your choice. Later, when we grow up and becoming teenagers, then becomes a lot about peer pressure, right? Who you're with, and maybe you want to be with somebody, but that somebody doesn't want you. Maybe they don't accept you. They as a clique or whatever. So it takes time until we become adults and mature enough to make the choice, the real choice, who I want to spend time with. I made a choice a long time ago that I will have around me a small group of good friends, and those are the people that I want to spend time with. The fact that I can choose, or that I get to choose who I'm spending time with, that makes me happy about being an adult. The next one is I get to choose how I spend my money. Again, when you were a kid or you were a teenager, you would get money, or you would get pocket money, and you were told, a little bit what to do with that, or you were limited with what you could do with that. And later in life, when we are struggling financially, then you don't have a lot of choices, right? Because you need to buy food. That's not really choosing how I spend my money. I can choose between spending on this or that, or this pizza or that pizza, but at the end, I have very limited choices. But as we grow up, as our financial means becoming more abundant, if you want, then you have more choices. And again, we have limited time, but we have wisdom of experience. And now it's time to make good choice about your money, choices that makes you happy. Personally, Vered and I choose to spend most of our money, what we don't need for necessities, we choose to spend most of our money on experiences, not on buying things, but to buy experiences. Just our choice. The third thing is that you get to choose where to live. When you were a kid or a teenager, your parents told you this is where we're going to live, and that's where you had to live. Later, situations like work and maybe a partner or spouse, they also determined where you are going to live. But as soon as you become more and more free with your choices, and maybe if your obligations are dissipating, if it's kids that are growing up and out of the house, or less dependent on a job, on a specific job to be there, then suddenly there's freedom to choose. And again, it allows you to make a choice that according to your values, according to what makes you happy. For me, when it comes to where I want to live, I actually chose to move around, and I moved to the Netherlands, and I spent 20 years. When that was over, when that was complete, this part of my life, then I said, what's now? Where do I choose? And it took us about 7 years of research and exploration and prototyping, what we call, until we found out a place that for us it's paradise. For us it's the Garden of Eden, and that's where we are right now, on a small island in the Canary Islands called Tenerife. So the point is not where you choose, but that you can have the choice, or that you get that choice as an adult. I love that. The next one is that as an adult you get to design your own adventures. And it's not as obvious as you think, because when you were a kid or when you were a teenager, your parents took you on vacations. You might have a say about that a little bit, but at the end it was their decision. And as we grow up and we have financial struggle, and maybe you don't have all the resources for that, so we are again limited with our choices. But at one point you get to a point in your life where you have enough resources and enough freedom to be able to choose to design your own adventures any way you want. So last year I chose to go for 2 months for a rally, for a old cars rally, starting from Tenerife, going 20,000 kilometers all the way to Mongolia, and that was one of the best experiences of my life. The next one is nice. It's like you get the opportunity to do things without being afraid to be lectured by the grown-ups. Last year I did this rally, or this trip to Mongolia, this road trip, and at one point when we got into all those vast places and dirt roads where there's no other cars and everything, I just loved just going out of the window and dangling my legs a little bit, but being totally outside of the car and just enjoying the wind, enjoying the cold outside, enjoying the view, and just feeling like a crazy kid, out of the window. And I remember that the first time that I did that, the thought came to my mind, Mom is not going to approve that. And that was nice to be able to do just what I want to do without needing the approval or without being afraid that I will be criticized. So this is one of the advantages of being an adult. And by the way, this is one of those things that will show you if you're an adult. Because you can be 52, you can be 62, you can be 82, and still, have the voice of your mother or your father telling you this is okay or this is not okay, and you would actually listen to that. So when you're not listening to that anymore and you can just laugh about it when it comes, then you can consider yourself an adult. The next thing that is great is that when you're really an adult, you get the chance to follow your dreams without anybody can trample on them. That's one of the signs that you're an adult, that you don't let anyone trample on your dreams. You can decide to travel the world, you can decide to quit your job and just doing something totally different, become an artist. You can choose to become a YouTuber. It was my dream since my daughter was 16. And I thought, that's fantastic, I would love to be a YouTuber one day. But I postponed that dream because of all kinds of things. But now I have the choice, so now I'm going for it. And we'll see where it goes. But it excites me, and it excites me to be an adult, that I can follow that dream. And the last thing that I love about being an adult is that you get to choose when do you want to play as a kid again. It's never too late to have a happy childhood, and you can choose to do that right now as an adult. And it's a lot about playfulness, it's a lot about curiosity. I think that I have personally a lot still to explore that, because sometimes I'm too responsible and too mature, and I need to remember that I have the switch and I can change it, and to be playful and be stupid and and when I'm going on my adventures, I experience that sometimes in real life or in normal life. I need to remember that more. So that's pretty much it. Those are seven things that I'm excited about being an adult. I would like to hear from you in the comment box below. What excites you about being an adult? Please let me know in the comment box below. Let's all get to become adults and happy about it instead of complaining. And yeah, that's it for now. Until we meet again, live fully, stay awesome from Nisande.